All right. Welcome back to the We Are Smart podcast. This is B-Dub.
Tommy K.
Oscar Lib, blib, blib, blib.
And we're, as always, here to talk about something topical. And we've been actually, our topic lately here has been music, which is, as you can tell by Tommy K's background, is very, and his shirt too, yes. Yes, he's on top of it, which actually goes with our topic that we're talking about today is about artists. But before we get to that, we had some homework from our last episode. So we're going to go around here and we are going to name our top 5 favorite albums. So who wants to begin? Don't all raise your hand at once here.
I'll go ahead and go.
All right.
Yeah. Because, and maybe I'm stealing your thunder a little bit, but I had the same problem that you did. Is there's several artists that are like some of my favorite artists who's not on this list.
Yeah.
Mostly because I just liked all their music, and I didn't necessarily have a single album that I listened to all the time. So I was thinking, well, what albums that I just continually listen to over and over, albums or cassettes or 8-tracks or whatever it was. So that's how I came up with my list.
Mm-hmm.
So, and not in any particular order, because I couldn't figure out how I wanted to order them. But the first one I've got wrote down is Boston, the self-named first album.
That's
not a bad song on that whole album. Yeah. And I listened to it over and over and over again, both sides, A and B, because I actually did have the vinyl album of it. Second one is pretty much the same, self-titled first album, Bad Company. There was not.
I thought you were going to say second one is self-titled Boston, number 2.
No. Don't Look Back, I think, was their second album.
Yeah, anyway, you're right.
But anyway, so Bad Company, self-titled. Once again, not a bad track at all on that whole album, both sides. Another one might be a little bit of a surprise, but Paradise Theater by Styx.
Okay.
Once again, just front and back. And then my last one, I don't know. Well, no, that's 3. So my next one is Leftoverture by Kansas.
Ooh, that's a
I love that entire album. Again, I mean, all these, I love the entire album. And then probably if I was going to name a number one, it would be this one. It's 2112 by Rush.
Nice.
Great list, Gary.
Yes.
Definitely great list. You want me to go, B-Dub?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. This is one of them.
Styx.
Paradise.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, isn't that how ironic? Paradise Theater.
Love that album.
This one, I mean, got played over and over and over again. Just beat it, if you will. Mm-hmm. Not Michael Jackson, but I agree with you, Gary. I mean, every song, just love it. You know?
Yep, absolutely.
And if listeners are like, who Styx or whatever, research it. Research that album. Yep. Here's the next one of my favorites, Quadrophenia by The Who. I mean, last week I talked about, Tommy, et cetera. Tommy, great album.
Yeah.
Quadrophenia for me, just can listen to it endlessly over and over and over again. Wow, question. U2's The Joshua Tree. That album was very big for me. I think for their career in a way. Not that I know their, standings or how they were doing prior, blah, blah, blah. But I just remember how big that album was. And then
that got Sunday Bloody Sunday on it?
No. That's 2 albums previous. Where the Streets Have No Name off of Joshua Tree. Remember the recording they did in L.A. on the rooftop?
Yeah.
And then they, the show, we got to shut it down, blah, blah, blah. But that album was huge, and that's another one I can listen to endlessly. Talked about this album last week, R.E.M. Murmur, their first one, or I shouldn't say first one. I don't know. Maybe it is. But
You could say it, nobody would probably correct you.
But I mean, as far as, the history of why I chose them, I just love I would jokingly say they're punk sound, and it's not. I don't mean that disrespectfully. It was a higher energy from a lot of stuff I was listening to at that time. So that's another album that. Now we go into a little bit deeper. The Who is one of my favorite bands of all time. They're in my top 5, but this is the album that I chose, The Who by the Numbers. I mean, it has some songs on there, Squeeze Box, Slip Kid, a few others that people may hear mainstream radio, but there's some deeper cuts, if you will, that really are incredible, in my opinion. Plus, there's a connect the dots on the front. I know that was 5, but here's my 6th album, Men Without Hats, Rhythm of Youth. May sound crazy. That has the Safety Dance on it, which was a big party song back in college. But overall, the album it's a upbeat, uplifting. It was an 80s sound, if you will, kind of thing. But that was a big album for me, just listening over and over and over again. So that's my top 6.
Top 6. All right. Well, I mean, we have a top 5. I do have a top 5, but I do have a couple honorable mentions within my top 5, with my top 5 as well, I should say. There's a reason behind these honorable mentions. So I'll do those first before I get into my top 5. First one was Clay Walker's self-titled album. Now, the reason why is, if you guys don't know, I think I might share this. I used to work for Clay way back when he first started in the 90s. So when that album came out, that's when I started working for him. So it has some, memories attached to it. It's not one that I would put in my top 5, but it's more of a memory album. Secondly, this is another memory because it's the first band I saw in concert, which was Pink Floyd's A Momentary Lapse of Reason, because of the tour, which I saw the concert in. So,
where did you see him at?
I think that's what you had when you first suggested doing this podcast, A Momentary Lapse of Reason.
Yes. Oh, the concert, it was at Ohio Stadium.
You saw him there too.
Yes. Yes.
A very memorable concert.
That was before I knew what Pink Floyd was. So. But
which one's Pink?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and the one thing with this album,
you know who Pink Floyd's best friend was? Molly Hatchet. Well,
the one thing with this album, this is I believe their first album after Roger Waters, if I remember correctly.
Or you mean after he left?
Yeah.
I
want to say there was one before this. I mean, but I can't remember. So the best song I like on this album is "Dogs of War." I love that song. It just, I don't know. I think it's the undertone through that song, and just if you've ever seen the video, it's good too.
Yet Another Movie is a great song on that album too. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting your.
No, that's fine.
Your honorable mention.
My honor.
I'm honorably mentioning about.
Well, like I said, there's reasons behind these before I get to the top 5, because the top 5, and as Gary said, and I kind of said this to begin with, there's some artists that they had so much great music that it was hard to really pick out a favorite album. But my last 2, and I'll get into my top 5, and I apologize. There's too many honorable mentions. Even though
that's not fair. I stuck with the 5. I was a good boy.
Even though I know
this. Even when we went 1 over.
I mean, but see, with me, it's hard because I have a vast.
Oh, you're special, apparently.
Yeah, I'm special.
It's your show.
It's not my show. It's our show, first of all.
Yes, but you have the power of the button.
That's right.
Anyway, my last 2, and so I can get to my top 5 is.
Wait a minute, last 2? You had 5?
No, I had 4.
So actually, you got a top 9 then.
I mean, these, like I said, they're honorable mentions. And like I said, there's reasons why. Okay, Garth Brooks, No Fences, because, that was a huge album with Thunder Rolls, and which I love that song a lot. So I listened to that one constantly when it came out. Last one, which I talked about on the last episode, was Cracked Rear View by Hootie and the Blowfish. Which it's kind of funny, when I used to work for CD Warehouse, that was one of the albums I had like 200 copies of because everybody was selling it back, but I enjoyed the album, but of course it didn't make my top 5. So now my top 5. First one is Pure Country by George Strait. Now it's considered a soundtrack album, but it's all him.
Wait, all hymns?
No, it's all George Strait.
Him.
Yes.
Got it.
Or the character he played in
Don't
the
do that
movie.
joke again. Got
Yes.
it. Okay.
And I just, this is one album I could put on, and just the first song alone just kind of gets me in the mood for the whole album.
Nice.
Number 4, Purple Rain by Prince. Great album. I mean, this pretty much set my tone to be a Prince fan, was because of this album alone. I mean, even though there's so much great music that Prince has, but this album stands out. 1984 by Van Halen. Now, even though this wasn't their first album, this is probably, to me, their best, at least David Lee Roth album. I mean, if you come down to it, I mean, not saying that the ones before weren't great or the ones after weren't great, but this one seems to stand out because it was right towards the beginning. It was a couple years after MTV started and got really big. I mean, and a lot of their videos hit from this album. Hot for Teacher, Panama, Jump. I mean,
and the album cover, little kid smoking a cigarette.
Yeah. So, second one, or my number 2, which I kind of talked about this one last week too, was Rhythm Nation by Janet Jackson. Again, I saw her in concert when this album was out, so there's a lot to go with that one. And finally, and I talked about this one too last week, if I didn't have this as my number 1, people would wonder why. Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd. That's, and a lot of Pink Floyd's albums, I mean, you have to listen beginning to end. That's just the way they always programmed it. They always said, yeah, it was I mean, that's just the way they were. This is one of them. This is one that you had, because it's hard when I listen to it, like if it comes on like streaming, like it comes on Apple Music and it cuts off, and I'm like, well, wait a minute.
So you're not like the only one. Didn't that Dark Side of the Moon spent more time in the top 100 than any other album in history?
Yeah,
longest running. Yeah,
longest running. So those are mine.
If I may interject, you made a statement about so many great artists with too many or so many blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Led Zeppelin. None of us said Led Zeppelin, which is I think a great example of one of those bands. You say Led Zeppelin, and it's kind of like that's all you need to say. At least in my opinion.
Well, Beatles.
The Beatles. That was the other one.
Yeah, but I mean the Beatles. I am not arguing over that. I love a lot of Beatles songs, but I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan of them.
I'm not a huge fan of Rolling Stones, and they're considered to be one of the greatest.
Yeah, I'm the same way with them.
Yeah,
I have a lot of songs by the Stones that I love. In fact, my DJ career began with playing of Satisfaction. That was the very first song I put on the radio as a DJ, So in agreement, blah blah blah. I mean, yes, they all have their history, kind of thing. Just like Led Zeppelin, I guess in a harder genre, if you will. And I'm not saying they're heavy metal, but a harder type rock, in a mild way. They did so much. I will say, if I were to pick Zeppelin, the first album, Good times, bad times. I played that on cassette so many times. I mean, I love that song so much, but there's other bands, like as we all said, different artists that we liked and enjoyed, blah, blah, blah.
Well, some artists you like a catalog, and some other artists you like a specific album.
And that's the funny thing
point,
is,
Gary.
For me, that I didn't have any Greatest Hits albums in here because I'm the Greatest Hits guru when it comes to that. But I mean, we were talking about albums, ones that we could listen, front to back and back to front or whatever, top to bottom. I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, Greatest Hits just have the basic hit. Hold on, I'll get to you in a minute. I see your hand raising. But, and there's nothing wrong with Greatest Hits albums. Like I said before, it helped, financially it helped. I know it helped us out when we were DJing because it's less I had to bring with me.
That's true.
I mean, so Greatest Hits albums come in handy, but when it comes to actual albums, it's one of those things, when it came to albums, listen to them growing up, I could sit there and when I could listen to an album so many times that I knew what the next song was, when the last song and how it started, just because I listened to the album so many times, and yes, all mine were cassettes. So it was a constant, and then once I got into CDs, I just kept on listening. And it's just, but you get in that mindset of, if you listen to it so many times, how the album is structured and how each song is on there. So when you hear it on the radio, or if you hear it on, Pandora, or if you hear it on, Apple Music or something like that, you're just waiting for the song that came after it on the album because you listen to the album so many times. And it's just funny because you're like, oh, wait a minute, that song's supposed to be after this. So
Two questions, if I may. For you mentioned about knowing the albums, blah, 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 back and front, all that. There are some songs that you play to. Is it Brooks and Dunn that did Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy?
No, that was
okay. I'm not. But you know the song, right?
I know the song. Yes, I had to look
Google
it up
and let me know. But I hear that song, and I tell you what, I am very good at that one piano key.
Yeah. it's big and rich.
Big and rich, thank you. But you know what I'm talking about? It's like you hear it so much, the timing kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like with Rush's Closer to the Heart, one of my favorite songs by them, but doing the, not cowbells, but, the chimes, if you will.
Yeah.
I don't know. You have them timed because you hear it so much that it sticks to you, kind of thing, which is really cool about music. I think, well, like in Shawshank Redemption, he talks about being in solitary confinement, and the guys are like, "How'd you do in there?" "Oh, it was all good. I had my music." And one guy's like, "They let you have a record player in there?" He goes, "No, man, it's all here and here." And they were all confused. He's like, "That's the power of music. You can have it inside, and nobody can take that away." No. Kind of thing. And
exactly.
Speaking of taking aways, if I may, gentlemen, you can say no if you don't want to, but I went into the archives and I found a top 10 list. Top 10 hard to find recordings found on vinyl.
Okay.
Are you okay with that, Dr. Lib?
Go for it.
Okay, again, the category top 10 hard to find recordings found on vinyl.
Am I going to do that? Am I doing the countdown?
Do you want to? You're more welcome to.
I can do it.
I mean, that's tradition.
Yeah, that's tradition, yes.
And remember, it's only 10, so you start.
Okay.
If you want to do Romanly, X.
No honorable mentions.
No honorable mentions.
All right, number 10.
X. I'm the interpreter for those Romans out
there. Any Romans
Gary,
out there? Greek
Gary,
Romans? Here we go.
Hey, Gary, can you do that in sign language?
Right.
Anyway, top 10 hard to find record. Number 10, Milli Vanilli, Unplugged with Moving Lips.
Number 9.
IX.
It's a tie. Asia, Europe, America. The Euro America tour.
That's a mouthful.
And here's the other one. It's a bootleg. Euro America. The What Time Zone We In tour.
Wow.
Number 8.
Tape number 47.
VIII.
Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, you missed an I. There's 3 I's.
I said I. VIII.
Okay, we're gonna play it back, beat up. I'm kidding. Yeah. Number 8, tape number 47 of the Rosetta Stone language tapes. How to speak your mind.
Number 7.
VII.
The B-side of C.W. McCall's Convoy. Driving with the Blinker Blues.
Number 6.
VI.
Peter Brady. Feeling the Puberty Blues.
Number 5.
D.
The Von Trapp Family Singers. The best of Austrian backmasking.
Number 4.
IV.
Mariah Carey sings the karaoke hits.
Number 3.
I.
Shania Twain, the Wookiee woman in me. There it is. Dr. Lynch Chewbacca impersonation.
Number 2.
I.
Styx and the Stones, the Bone Breaking Tour.
And the number 1.
I.
The number 1 hard to find recording found on vinyl. The Burl Ives Christmas Special. Have an Ozzy Christmas. That's your top 10.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, sure, anytime.
So, well, we've been talking about artists, after we giving our albums, which kind of gets into the topic for today, which is artist. So my first question to you guys is, who was the first artist or artist you remember listening to?
Oh, wow. I'll just jump in. I mentioned last week, I'm sorry to keep making that reference. I remember 2 weeks ago when we said,
no, that's fine.
We had the stereo system in the family room with the 8-track.
Mm-hmm.
Best of Barry Manilow. Played that over and over and over again. To me, I think that was probably the first artist that I physically would play. Okay. That's my.
I'm going to say, really hard to remember back that far, but I'm going to say Carole King Tapestry, because my sister had that album and she played it over and over and over again, which was a really good album too.
Yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be an album or something. It could just be artist that you hear.
Okay, Carole King.
No, and the reason why I'm saying, because that gets to how the artist or artists that I listen to. That's why I phrased the question the way I did. Mine was Bing Crosby, Nat King Cole, Frank Sinatra, and the reason being was when I was growing up, my parents had one of those clock radios in their room, and they had a rocker right by it. So after I was supposed to be in bed, I would go in there and turn on their clock radio and listen. And when they weren't playing Clippers games, they would have music playing. So they'd have Nat King Cole and Bing Crosby and Frank Sinatra and, Dean Martin and all. So that's the first artist that I listened to. I was probably about 5 or 6.
An unforgettable My Way White Christmas.
Yes. But that's how I got into listening to music, was sitting in that rocker, just rocking away, listening to whatever was whoever was playing on that radio.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that was the first artist that I got into.
Now, me growing up, there was a lot of musicals as far as on TV and so on and so forth. So if I go way back, even when I was a really small kid, I think it was a movie with a main character. It was black and white, and her name was Tammy, and there was a song, Tammy. Yeah, and I can remember that song. I was probably the age that you were talking about, 5 or 6 or something like that, from just watching it on TV. So way back when, I mean, music's always been a part of especially musicals was so big back then. Anyway.
And that's how it was with us. I mean, my parents were into musicals. I mean, I've seen Oklahoma so many times I could probably, say the whole. I see your hand being raised. Give me a minute. Let me finish what I'm saying first.
That's why I'm being quiet. I'm quietly raising my hand politely. You don't have to point out that I'm raising my hand. Everybody can see it. See?
But anyway, yeah, that's what in our household. That's what my parents were. Another one was I think it's Manavani, whatever the orchestra. They used to always listen to on the record, on the big giant record, the stereo we had in our living room that's still there. And so they had tons of these albums from the 50s and 60s. Of all these artists, like I just mentioned earlier, so we would be listening to those. I mean, so I don't know how many times even on Christmas morning, we'd be listening to, as Tommy K pointed out, Bing Crosby's White Christmas on vinyl in the living room while we were opening gifts. I mean, but yeah. So, but anyways, all right, Tommy K.
Oh, I wasn't fast enough.
Is that your white flag or your hand? Yes.
Sorry. Now I forget what I was going to say.
Because I frazzled you. Oh, no, I guess I didn't frazzle you enough.
As Dr. Lib said, going back in history, I guess my first recording I ever heard was my brother.
Was it recorded, though?
Yeah. I just did it for you. I'm just kidding.
You played a recording.
We even had 78 RPM records back when I was
Victrola era.
No.
I remember those. My brother had a Victrola that he refurbished. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
And beautiful piece of equipment, if you will. And hard to find albums anymore. But
all right. Well, we talked about the first artist or artists that we remember. What about the last or latest artist that you've gotten into? And I can start. I need to think.
Imagine Dragon.
Imagine Dragon. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I just really like their music. Really, I mean.
What is their name?
That's the most latest. Let's put it that way.
I can say mine while you're thinking, Tommy K.
Go ahead.
Mine is actually Lake Street Dive. And actually, Andy got me into them. We went and saw them last year around my birthday. And they're really good. If you've never heard them before, they're one band I would check out. They have a nice, it's a combination of funk, jazz, pop, R&B. I mean, all just kind of fusion together. It's probably more jazz fusion than anything, but there's just everything in there. It's a real nice combo. It's something I go to every now and then when I'm in the mood.
A group or artist that I would love to follow even further. The Verve.
Yeah.
Have you ever, I
should know that. I'm Dr. Lib. Did you say the Verb?
No.
It comes after
an adjective, Dr. Lib. An adjective.
Adverb.
Stinky. Well, my stinky album that I like. But the Verve, what is the song? It's so big that the intro is so long, it's escaping me.
Do I have to look them up?
Yeah, please. I just, I started listening to them. They have two songs. Lucky Man is one of them. And then the other one, which B-Dub it's Symphony.
Bittersweet Symphony.
Thank you. That's it. I just really,
yeah, that's a good song.
That's the right word.
Was Lucky Man a redo of the 60s hit?
Ooh, I don't know. I'll let B-Dub Google.
Let me Google.
Yeah, because my computer skills.
Let's see.
For peeps' sake.
We'll continue talking.
Oh, okay. I don't get that very much.
No.
Tom, continue talking. Oh, I can do that in a heartbeat then.
Good thing it's recorded because nobody would ever believe it. Nobody would ever think that anybody would have to say that. It's usually it's not the opposite.
How do you shut him up? Where's the button? Go ahead, B-Dub. What'd you find?
I said, no, it's not a cover.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that's my answer. We all three answered that, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay, B-Dub, bring it on. Next question. We're ready.
All right. This might be a little tough, but this will get into our homework for this.
Oh, man, episode. Homework.
Yes, you have more. Favorite artist of all time?
I thought we did that last week. Because I remember talking about my 5 favorite. I cannot pinpoint an exact favorite. I have.
Well, let's say that you have to come up with one. If you're on the famous question, if you're on a desert island and you only have one recording, who would it be?
Well, this will get into our homework.
Oh,
because
I
will allow honorable mentions.
How many? B-Dub, what is the rule of thumb?
The rule of thumb.
Don't ask me why I have a ruler standing by.
As long as like I did with mine, as long as there's meaning behind it. But
maybe a subject down the road could be about concert memories, highlights, whatever you want.
I said we're going. Yep, we're going to do that.
I wrote them down.
Yep.
I'm ready.
Trust me, like I said, this music topic we could do for quite a few.
So you're right. That's not our homework. You just wanting to know right now.
I just, if you know off the top of your head who your favorite artist is of all time. I mean, if it's something that you don't think it's like, well, I like these. I mean, here's my top 5, but I don't know if I can really pinpoint. Like, I mean, I think 9 times out of 10, I'm going to say Pink Floyd is my favorite artist of all time.
I think I'm probably with you on that one.
I mean, just because, there's besides Dark Side of the Moon. I mean, I love The Wall,
Division Bell.
Division Bell. I love, and that's one thing people never talk about. Division Bell. That's one album people don't talk about, and that is a great album.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those albums. I mean, and it's just there's so many. Wish You Were Here. I mean, there's so much in there. That's why when it came to picking a Pink Floyd album, that's why Dark Side of the Moon is like tops list. Period.
Yeah.
But there really isn't. When it comes to Pink Floyd. I can't really. I mean,
they don't have bad music. No,
yeah, I mean, there's ones that I probably listen to less than others, but I mean, I at least have 5, if not more, that I listen to. So, but yeah, I put Pink Floyd as probably my favorite artist of all time. Yeah, we know.
Rush.
I like Rush too. That they're right up there. But like I said, if I picked a favorite. I don't know. I like the Moody Blues really well too. I actually have a lot of Moody Blues albums too.
Yeah, and and it's like what we talked about last week with albums when it comes to what's your go-to album. Like, what's the one you can pick up from your collection, or you can get on your computer and just go to it, and that's the one you're listening to, no matter if you're having a bad day and it just lifts you up. It's the same with artists. What's that one artist that first song you hear or first song you go to, which we will get into in a future episode too. So get ready for that. Talking about songs.
Gary, there's more homework. It sounds like.
Leave me alone. I'm getting ready.
We're not doing songs.
I'm waiting for B-Dub to give us a homework essay.
Hey, there will
Write
be
a 5-page paper.
There will be a test at the end of this, so remember.
Tom, you can write one word on each page.
Yeah. But no, when it comes to artists, I mean,
I hate homework.
I feel.
You feel numb?
Yeah. Comfortably.
No? Anyways. But no, it's when it comes to artists, I mean, there's artists, I mean, because like one artist we kind of mentioned, I know you mentioned it last week with Back in Black, AC/DC. Mm-hmm. Anytime I hear anything by them, that perks me up right away. I mean, I wouldn't put them in my top 5, but it's definitely same with Def Leppard.
Oh yeah.
I mean, with AC/DC, one thing I would comment on them, I think they're the best example of a band that had continuity between their two lead singers. Bon Scott leading, and then his passing, and then they brought in Brian Johnson. I think
I agree with you on that one. That's if you didn't know, you wouldn't know. Honestly.
Yeah, you're right. It's kind of hard.
Good point.
I mean. And and I know this is not. I mean, I know it's not easy. I mean, trust me. I have my going into the homework of what are your top 5 favorite artists, and like I said, I will allow honorable mentions since I had honorable mentions, which I didn't mention last week, so I apologize.
You weren't very honorable.
I wasn't very honorable. But like I said, there was, when it came to those albums, there was reason behind it. I mean, like I said, Clay.
We all would have reasons for our honorable mentions.
Yes.
Otherwise, they wouldn't be honorable and they wouldn't be mentioned.
I mean, it's truthfully, I mean, I could swap some of those honorable mentions and put them in my top 5. I mean, that's how close it is. When it comes to music, and I know you guys feel the same way, I am very music oriented. I mean, I usually have music playing, and it's a mood thing. We talked about this either last episode or the episode before. Yeah. It's a mood thing. I mean, I could be driving to work and I could be listening to, an R&B hip hop station or a funk station. Driving to work, I could get to work and I could be listening to a classic rock station. I mean, it just depends on my mood. It just depends on what I'm doing at the time. I mean,
I thought you were going to say a classic walk station. I was going to say, wouldn't that be a cooking show?
Well, as we get older, our walks become more classic because we're trying to just get from one place to the other. So,
I know it wouldn't be a whole topic but you bring it to mind. Best cartoon. What song do you go to as far as your favorite cartoon, whatever? I will defend REO Speedwagon, Roll with the Changes, because of the fact that they actually highlight solo-wise all the instruments, which I think is so
cartoons. Cool. I thought you were talking about cartoons.
Oh, well, Bugs.
I'm thinking
Bugs Bunny.
Where are you?
Hands down, Bugs Bunny. That is my call for me. Well,
yes.
Yeah, BW. Call for me. Bugs Bunny for cartoons, and then cartoonage.
That tune's about cars?
Car music. Music for the car.
Like the cars?
Driving tunes. How about
driving tunes? There you go.
Driving tunes. Okay.
Like road trip music. Go with that.
Yeah.
So.
I remember making tapes of that. Oh, I got to put that one on. Oh, I only have 2 minutes left, Or you ever do that? Remember recording on the cassette and the last song is cut off when you go to play it back. It's like, oh, I wish I
we
had
kind
a
of
little
talked
more
about
tape.
that a little bit last week when we were saying that the DJ would talk over the intro to the song.
When we're talking about,
shut up! I want the song
MTV. Yes. Yes. And that's why, I mean, that's just, it's, this is before, we hear a song on the radio that's not, in album form yet, or on, the album hasn't come out, and you want to try to get a copy of it so you can listen to it whenever, so you don't have to wait for the radio to play it. I mean, or you're financially not able to get the album at the time. I mean, it's just, I'd rather buy my
few buttons, just waiting for the thing to start saying push buttons down at the same time.
Yes. Or have the tape recorder up to the TV speaker.
Oh.
Of course, you have stereo speakers, but you're only getting one side, so you miss half. I can't see my
program.
Dinner! Wash your hands! Oh!
Get away from the TV!
I will say that you just reminded me. Okay, MASH. I'm a big fan of MASH.
Yeah.
Okay. Where I grew up, you could watch MASH 3 times a day: 5 o'clock, 5:30, and 6:30.
Okay.
Guess when we had dinner? Between 6 and 6:30. Mom timed it so we could watch. I mean, that was to the producers or the executives at the stations or wherever it works. That, I think, was intelligent to have that half-hour break in between, so that listeners or viewers would come back to watch.
I mean, it had it 3 times on one channel.
Yeah, it was.
So the question is,
channel.
What did they have on between 6 and 6:30? Do you remember?
I do. Well, I don't, because I was.
That's what I was wondering. Was it news?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't recall, because
they didn't care.
Like I said, once
they were eating dinner at the time, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, once that second episode was done, we were in the kitchen, eating dinner.
Yes.
And then gotta hurry. Yeah.
Got a half hour. Let's go.
That was the true definition of fast food.
Yes. Well, that's dedication right there. That's what it was.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, because we didn't have it, like it is now, where you can stream an episode of something. If you miss it, you can watch it later on. I mean, so
kind of like our show.
Yeah. They can fast forward through our show.
What did we miss? I don't know.
All right. So we got So we talked about our favorite artists of all time. We got our homework. You got your homework assignment. What are your top 5 favorite artists? And again, I will take honorable mentions. So
okay.
So I just remembered another album. Remember Kenny Rogers, The Gambler?
Yes.
I had that one. That was another album. I played Pitfall. Remember that on Activision? Yep. I played Pitfall to The Gambler so often.
My sister had that on 8-track. The Gambler.
Too funny.
You remember Glenn Campbell, Gentle on My Mind?
Mm-hmm.
We had that album at my house, and I listened to that all the time. I don't admit that very often, but
it's all right.
Glenn Campbell had a lot of hits back in the day too.
Yeah,
he was one of them he crossed the rock and roll. Country.
If I told you what albums my sister had, you guys would probably be excuse me, be not surprised. Probably she had like Donny Osmond, Andy Gibb.
The Partridge Family.
Yeah, she did actually. She did. The Monkees.
We had that album.
So, the
Monkees is. I like the Monkees.
The Monkees. They're more. They're more mainstream than. Not saying that the other ones weren't. Yeah. But
I shouldn't have said that. They probably require royalties since I started singing. Here we come.
Sorry.
Walking
I think Mickey Dolenz the only one left.
Yeah.
He had an amazing voice.
Yeah.
Davy Jones is one that got all the press and everything, all the girls love, but Mickey Dolenz sung a lot of their songs, and he had an amazing voice.
Yeah, he was the drummer, correct?
He was a drummer, yep.
Crazy.
So, because I think Davy just played tambourine.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
and he was cute.
Mr.
Yeah. And look cute, yes.
And he got to be on
Marsha
the Brady
loved
Bunch.
him.
He got to be on the Brady Bunch.
Yep.
Could you imagine him doing a remake of Marsha?
They already tried that. They already tried that in like the 90s with the Brady Bunch movie.
Well, I thought that was really funny how they made Jan look almost psychotic in that movie.
Yes. Yes.
It was pretty funny, actually.
So true.
Oh, boy.
All right. Anything else before we get out of here?
I'm
That's
good.
about it.
All right. So we have our homework for next week. So next week we'll continue our music topic, and we may go into concerts. We may talk about concerts.
Cool. I got my list.
Because my journey in this is I want to do concerts. I want to do songs. I want to do decades.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Yeah. That was one, and I even like to hit music genres a little bit as well.
Well,
like
Dr.
I said,
Lib, it was good having the show with you. I'll see.
What?
I'm just kidding.
What?
Hey, BW, give us some, not credit, but our brains. I speak for myself, I should say. My brain.
Well, you say "are" then. Are you schizophrenic or something?
Well, me and myself feel
And
like.
Let's see. I know this.
I'm getting to it. Just relax.
No.
I'm teasing you. Oh.
but this is like I said before. This is one topic that you can hit so many different subtopics from it because there's just so much out there, and I know that the three of us. Yeah. But and we'll get in because there's different things for each one that I have. So trust me.
Okay.
I think you guys will have a fun time with it. If you're not already. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Yes, we are not entertained.
Fine. Well, I guess on that note, we'll go ahead and get out of here. This is B-Dub.
Tommy K.
And Dr. Lib.
And you've been watching the We Is Smart podcast.